Okay, we're back inside Procreate, and I sound a little froggy. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I hope not. But I basically just opened square canvases. So if you don't know that, hit your plus. It says square right there at the top. We're not worried about is it printable or any of that right now. Double squares, bottom background color. I always make it dark. It saves on your eyesight and on your batteries. So we're going to do a basic, beginner, very low level animation just to kind of grasp the concept of it. So you've got your layers panel. Layer 1 is highlighted. Pick any pen. I'm just using a monoline. 1, add a layer. We're going to add a layer and add a number every time, all the way to 5. 1 through 5. So that was 2, 3, right on top of where the other number was. As long as you're on the new layer you've added, they'll be on separate layers. I know it's a mess. Now that you've got all 5 layers and you've numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then of course it matches the corresponding, hit your wrench, hit canvas, hit animation assist. See where it turned blue over here to the left? That's animation assist. It opens a new toolbar, basically a new layers panel here at the bottom. And when you click on one, like that's your number 1, you see it got darker. It corresponds to the correct layer over here. So if you're out of this layers panel to the right and you click on a layer on the bottom, see when you switch inside of it, it doesn't move you. But if you click off of it and click back, it corresponds again. And I'm showing you this so you see that 1 in your layers up here on the right starts at the bottom. Your first layer in animation is the bottom layer, not the top. That matters when you get on into animation. If you hit play, this is going to play really fast. Hit pause, settings, where it says right here, frames per second, just turn that down to like 2, which is usually way too low to have an animation. But because this one doesn't have very many layers, it'll be fine. Onion skins, and I just touched the screen and dragged my canvas to move it like that. Onion skin frames is where you can see the other layers underneath it. If they don't bother you, leave them turned up. If you just want an idea of where to place something because you need it to be on top of it like the numbers were, leave it so you can kind of see some of them. Loop is going to play continuous. It'll just keep starting over and play through and start and play. Ping pong is going to be back and forth just like on a ping pong table. One shot is going to one shot play till the end and stop. You can also adjust the opacity on your onion skin frame. So if you need to really see them, like you can turn them up. But if you don't really want to see them, you can turn them way down. Now that we've turned that frames per second down, we're just going to click play, and it's going to play again. And you see it plays slow enough now, you can use it like a countdown. So now we're going to pause it. We're going to hit the double squares to open our layers. And from layers 2 to 5, we're going to swipe to the right, and it's going to highlight all of them blue. Hit delete. Yes, you're sure you want to delete all those. Now, on layer 1, swipe to the left and hit duplicate. And we're going to do this until we have 5 layers that look the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go down to the first one, and we're going to use the ones off the bottom so all of them say layer 1 doesn't confuse you. Click on your square to the left in your panel at the bottom. Go to the top left side, hit the squiggly line, hit rectangle. See down here they're different. They say different things. You want rectangle. Pen on the canvas, stretch out a rectangle. Don't take the whole line, just most of it, because anything inside the rectangle is being deleted. Swipe down, 3 fingers, cut. It makes that one go away. Click the second square. Repeat the same process, squiggly line, rectangle, leave more of it this time, cut. Third row, squiggly line, leave more of it, 3 fingers, cut. Fourth one, squiggly line, remove more of it, 3 fingers, cut. We're going to leave the 5th one exactly like it is. Now, if you hit play, it's going to look like the line just drew itself. It'll just keep dropping down like a spider on a spider web. But if you hit pause and go back to that first layer, we're going to open our layers over here. Make sure you're at the bottom. Get you a pen. And where the dark ink is, and you don't have to be neat, just draw you a little arrow. Just enough that you can tell that it's moving. Like you see, I'm not being neat. And if it matters in your OCD and you need it to be neat, hold down, it'll make a triangle. If it doesn't and it calls it something else, click top center, click triangle, and as long as that's highlighted, you can slide it to where you need it to be. If you want to straighten it up, if you think it needs to be perfect, you can fix it. When you get to the fifth one, just draw you a straight line. And again, if you just hold it on the canvas, it'll make it automatically straight when you touch the canvas with your finger. Now, if you hit play, that arrow is going to drop down until it just splats onto the ground. That is a small animation. If you want to save it, you can go into Canvas, Canvas Info. This is where you could name it, put your picture, sign it. If you go into Dimensions, it'll show you what size it is, layers, how many you used, and for what. This is where you'll pick what kind of color profiles. You don't need that yet. Video, you don't need that yet. Statistics shows you how long it took you to make your art, how big your file is, and how many times you put pen to canvas to make your creation. If you named it when you went out here where it says Untitled Artwork, that's where your name would be. And that is how you make a small animation in Procreate.